1914 Pierce Arrow, and we are having a clutch brake stop failure. It's not stopping the input shaft from rotating in order to engage first or reverse. From the looks of it, when you depress it all the way, the pads are moving under spring pressure, but I think the internal stops on the housings are wore to the point that it's letting the complete stud that the pad sits on pass through the bottom portion of the housing. So we're going to take these out and see if we can remedy that so that the car is a little more user friendly. Got to take out that bolt there, and there's one over there, and the two ends will slide out and allow you to remove them and work on the bench. I'll try and hold the camera steady, but you can see at half they start to touch down there, and then when you push it all the way, you can see the stud move. And I just don't think there's enough spring pressure to keep the input shaft from rotating when you're full pedal depression. Let it up halfway, they're making contact. I think they're supposed to travel a little bit, but they need to put a firmer pressure on the input shaft to keep it from turning. So let's get it apart and see what we can fix. All right, we got our clutch pawls on the bench. Now this is set to where they are just touching the input shaft per the operation book that's with the car. So we'll measure that. That way when we put it back together, we know we're at the same spot. So we got 5/8 of an inch on that one, and 5/8 on that one also. I did have these apart previously. Figured I would shim. Let me put a couple washers under the spring to increase the tension. See if that would help any. It did a little, but it's still not allowing the the input shaft to stop moving to access first gear and reverse. Spring, stud, the washers I put in. So I believe this part of the stud is supposed to stop on the inside of the housing from full travel. And as you can see, it literally comes all the way through the bottom. And I don't think it's supposed to do that. That stud passing all the way through, I think what it's doing is it's eliminating the hard stop. I think that's the hard stop for once it hits the clutch brake travel, so that it applies enough pressure to the input shaft to slow it, to bring it to a stop, and it's not doing that. So I think we're going to have to get rid of these. And we got to find something that'll go on here but not over travel the end of the stud. You see it's kind of bent, but I really don't want to try and straighten it out because I think it'll break. I gotta see if I can find either small washer or small nut that'll go on there and not travel past it. Okay, so the way I was thinking to do an internal stop isn't gonna work. It's not on the bottom. If I put something on the bottom to simulate it, it doesn't allow enough spring room, and it doesn't allow proper connection. So that's not going to be what we need to do. So I think what we're going to do is cut two 3/8 of an inch spacer to put on, and we'll see if our ending point is less than, which, you know, probably I'm going to say I probably want 3/8, 7/16 of an inch exposed when it's fully compressed. That way we still have spring travel when it's not compressed to the 5/8. So that's what we'll try to do. I'll cut the spacers and we'll see what we got. All right, got our two spacers. Just make sure we don't have any burrs. Okay, see what we got. And I left room for a washer. That way there's no chance of the spring sliding over it and getting stuck. Okay, the 5/8 of an inch was right about at the edge with that. Right there's 5/8. We got some slack room. That's what we want. All right, so we will put this together. Gotta use pliers. Hold this on. Come on, one on the outside edge here. There we go. Turn it around here. Because we got to be able to measure our 5/8. Pinch under, back up just a little bit. There we go, 5/8. So that one's set. And we still got spring travel. Okay. Now, let's see if this one. Got a little burr on there, giving us some room yet. There we go. Hopefully, you know, somebody can leave something in the comments. Let me know where I can get new pads, if anybody makes them, or who can custom make them, because the client drives the car very frequently, and I would like to make sure that he has parts to replace as they wear out. Let's get this laying flat here so I can wind it down some. And then we can adjust it to the 5/8. It should be just inside. A little bit yet. There we go, 5/8. Make sure we're not. See, we don't want it to bind up, so we might have to go just a hair of a turn yet. Just do half a turn. There we go. See, it feels like something's hanging up on there. I turn it a little. All right, let's take it off, make sure there isn't a burr in there. Looks okay. How about on here? Might have to actually polish it a little bit. Looks like it'll be all right. I just don't have it centered right with that internal piece. There we go. Might not have them on the right ones. Let's see. This is, nope, I do. Driver's side, which is the right. Passenger side, which is the left. Because they go underneath the bar for the throw-out bearing. Now that one's a little shorter. It's out all the way. Yeah, we're at 5/8. You are supposed to get lubricated. I get oil all over the place. I think we're going to be good there. Tomorrow morning we'll get them back on the car. We'll see if we got a clutch stop. I think we will. All right, here we are back at the car. Let's see what our how our repairs work. And here, you know, this flops around, so we got to get this one on. Kind of hard to see exactly how it goes, but I'll just slip it on there for now. This side you'll have to slip back off to get this side on. This side's the hard side. This is the one that don't like to cooperate going back in place. Now we get our clutch out of the way. That on there. I'm gonna take this, goes this way. All right, and get the other one back on. Spin it up. I gotta move a little bit. Get them where you want them. Gotta move over just a little for me. That one's up. And the pedal does make it a pain in the butt. Move over some. Hold on, get the pry bar here. There we go. There's that one. We're in. Pins lined up. There's that one. We'll put that bolt in so it don't come out on us. Okay. Let's get this one in. Okay, there's that one. Quarters, tighten them up. Okay, there's that one. Not touching, that's good. All right, let's get the clevis pin back in the pedal. There's a flat spot on it, and then there's a recess on the one side, so you can't really get it in wrong. I mean, you can put it in from the wrong side, but this being picky today. Come on now. There we go. Just tap it in. Okay. Let's see. There's our half pedal. There's our full pedal. Are we against? So let's check. Are we against our full stop? I don't think we are against our full stop yet. No, we're not. So we'll have to, gonna have to add a couple shims because we're not against our hard shot stop yet. And we really need to be against that hard stop, I feel. Otherwise that flywheel is just gonna keep spinning. See, the pin's still moving outward on both. Especially this one. So that tells me we definitely need to, we have our half pedal. See, I can spin it with my fingers. So that tells me it's definitely not tight enough. So we're gonna have to take it back out. I did bring the washers with to shim it. So we'll do that. That'll shim our hard spot down. And from the depths, looks like maybe 1. To get our hard stop where we need it to be. It is, the only pain in the butt is that you have to take this stuff in and out repeatedly to do it, because they're not in all the way like they used to be. There's our pin. Hope I'm being in frame a little bit better than in the last section. Kind of new at this, so Still learning. Yes. I'm using the oddball tools because I forgot to bring a hammer with. That one. This one probably, I figured that would pop easy on that side. Okay. Now we'll get her to rotate here. Let's see. Get this one out. Come on. Clutch pedal on the way. There we go. And work tight. Not let that sit. This. Okay. Let's go out to our makeshift workbench. All right, our initial stop setting is a little light on that 5/8. So once I put the shims in, we'll set it to the correct depth on the car instead of trying to measure and see how it'll be easy enough to do there. I'll put the shim in front of the hard stop. This will move to more, so we're going to do 2. And I think that should give us what we need. Originally, I thought this was threaded down at the bottom. It's not. I think it's just supposed to be tapered. Okay, there's that one. This one I think only needs one. Look even there. All right, now we'll go back in, put it back in, and see where we sit. Now put these back on. There's that one. This one. Clutch belt always gets to be a problem. There's not enough hands. Hold it up. Out of the way. Here. Come on now. Just need that little bit yet. I'm gonna hold this one. Go. There's one. There's the other one. wish I could kind of test it before putting the bolts in, but they don't stay in place. So I'm gonna get some of this extra oil out of the flywheel. Go. These again. Pin. Go in again. Hot spots over here. Pedal. All right, I think we might actually have it. Partial pedal, it still spins. Full pedal, it stops. I think. I think we might actually have it there. That would be fantastic. So I'm going to put the cotter pin in. Come on, get on in there. There we go. There we go. make sure nothing hits. And it doesn't. All right, that's good. All right, let me get the battery turned on. See how easy she fires up for us today. I have to turn the oiler on for the one shaft first, let it get a couple drips in there. Okay. Try not to knock you over. There we go. All right, first thing we got to do is prime our fuel system. Our little hand pump. Till we get some pressure in the gauge. Usually don't take too much, but the lower the fuel level, the longer to pump it up. Okay, got that there. Keys on. Move this over. That over. Parking brakes on. We're in neutral. Timing down, throttle up. Give a little crank. Look at that, our clutch is staying. Our input shaft is staying. All right, we're in neutral. Look at that. Yeah, baby. Oh yeah, I'm liking that. That's what we want. All the way out, halfway, all the way down. All right. There's first. Reverse, first, neutral, first, neutral. First. Oh man, this is like butter. I think that was a great job. All right, we're gonna shut her down and button her up. All you gotta do is flip her to 0. She's off. Fantastic. Yeah, I'm just learning all this video stuff, so hopefully we can get some more good ones going. I have a little one on the oil pan clean out on this car. I did do a valve adjustment, which made a huge difference. I just forgot to video that. They call for 3 thousandths on the intake and 4 thousandths on the exhaust, and they were set at 30 thousandths. So, you know, he was missing a little bit of performance there. So, really seems to start easier since I've done that. Seems to idle nicer. The engine's quieter. So, we'll, don't know what my time frame will be on getting videos out, but we'll see what we can do with these pre-war cars and get some going, all right? Till next time, be safe.